How do we feel about this though? Because you know we've heard the panel. They're a little bit mixed opinions overall. Does seem like though both Milan and Harry Freak really liking this last pick Lina overall. Are you in agreement? Do you feel like it's a strong enough last pick to be able to get VP over the finish line?
I think so. I think it really solves all of their problems. The stun that Milan said, just having the egg so you can press it before you get Doom. Having the magic resistance against the Leshrac, it sounds really good. And to be honest, I feel like, well, first of all, Liquid is playing with a standing. You know, no hate to Timado, but it's still a standing. And I kind of feel like they won. I don't think they should have won that game. Like, they played really well to win it. But considering the caliber of the team they were playing, I feel like Liquid should have taken it. So I still feel like they are in this adaptation phase. I still feel like they are getting better. And honestly, VP surprised. I'm all VP this game. I think they're gonna showcase that Eastern European Dota for us.
All right, well, let's see if VP gonna be able to do just that. I think a couple of things we did also hear in the panel that I'd love to get your insight on is the fact that I felt like both sides have very strong safe lanes where Milan was saying, you know, the Crystal Maiden and the Pugna, sorry, not Pugna, Crystal Maiden Gyro is very obnoxious. And then also further along saying that he feels like this is probably one of the best lanes with the Weaver and the Undying. So what do you do if you're the off laners for either side? Like, how are you just going to eke out a little bit in these lanes?
Oh, so you hear what the panel says. I usually just mute when they're talking. But yeah, I do like this lane. I think Rubik used to be much stronger, right? They nerf a lot what the Fate Bolt does in the laning stage. Very curious to see how 33 is gonna play the Doom, because in, let's say, the past 2 months, when, you know, Shivas was super buffed and Veil was super buffed, the build with Doom was pretty much, I'm gonna run you down. I'll only get 1 point of Devour. But from the recent games that I've been watching, it feels like people are kind of ignoring that style a bit more, just going for you know, Devour and Midas. And 33 is a notoriously greedy player, so very curious to see what exactly he's gonna do. I would prefer for him to play the aggressive route, but I just kind of have a feeling he might just get a Midas. Level 2, you're very close in the bottom lane. I think if they can get it before Boxy, they could potentially go for a dive.
We already see those boots and win list queued up for 33, so maybe he gets that speed creep as well. Maybe he's going to be able to utilize some of those tips he gave out.
I mean, no tips. It's just it's kind of funny how, because like Doom didn't necessarily get huge nerfs, right? A lot of people were like, yeah, those 4 seconds are not enough, blah, 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 blah. But the items that he used to build got nerfed a lot. And sometimes people, I think people thought that Doom was strong because of you know, the changes that the hero had. And I really feel like the Veil Shivas thing was, to me, one of the biggest parts. So if you are changing the skill build, if you're changing the items you go for, it probably changes the hero more than the nerfs have changed Doom themselves. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how he's going to play out. A very unique player.
Yes.
Kirtich taking a lot of harass here.
Yeah, definitely one of the offlaners that brings a completely different style. Just mentality to how to play Dota as a whole. So
yeah,
see what he's going to look up for. Keeping kind of tabs on mid lane. I think this is the one like nice thing about the Leshrac that Lina is not like, you don't lose any lanes. In fact, I feel like almost every single lane you're at least gonna bare minimum trade even. So your Nisha, maybe once the levels get a bit higher in the Dragon Slave, it could be a bit more favored for the Lina, but it does seem like with 2 points in Lightning Storm, he's still having a great time at the moment.
I think Leshrac is, he's not as oppressive as Lina, but he can definitely hold his own against so many heroes. I don't think you care too much. You just gotta be careful not to be LSA'd, but in this lane, Squadix didn't even get it. He's saving the skill point and just also maximizing his farm. Oh, hello. That's FNG getting first blood.
Almost a return kill for 33. Fortunately, Kiritich and FNG are able to dock back to the tower. Like you said, it's going to be first blood picked up here onto the Rubik.
This game's going to be pretty interesting because I feel like both mid laners have very, not the players, but the heroes have very distinct playstyles. Lina is not a hero that wants to rotate early, right? You want to farm your travels or Aetherlands, whatever it is, this Lina is going to pick up as a first item. Whereas Leshrac, like, especially from the, yeah, he's going to max Edict, I believe, and just run people down. So this first couple of rotations from Leshrac can make or break this game. I feel like a lot of times Lina is out of resources because you're just maximizing, taking everything out of the jungle. And you don't really have a way to really stop what Nisha might be doing in the side lanes. And they have a fair amount of rundown or control in the side lanes. You have this Doom and this Weaver, both very quick heroes. See how VP is going to try and mount a defense, or if they're just going to ignore it like we saw in the game one, you know, just ignore the first aggression. FNG.
33 this time, almost going down. Boxy's going to be able to fight back. And they even got to look for the kill into Kiritich. He's got a ability up pretty surely here with the Rocket Barrage. Boxy doesn't have the creep wave to tank it, but he'll still get the kill regardless. Boxy outplaying Virtus.pro in this bottom lane.
Dude, that's perfect. He actually gets the kill. He denies himself. And yeah, 33, unfortunately, he's afraid of showing in the lane, so he doesn't go for the CS, but still very happy that they killed both heroes there.
So what do we want with the item build out of the lane? I know I brought up before, you know, Virtus.pro Aetherlands. I feel like we were seeing some laners go for this magic build for a little bit, and then recently they've started to go back for the right click, but I don't know if that's a possibility with a gyrocopter on your team.
Yeah, I prefer the X build this game on Lina. I think just having the way to cross terrain. Oh, another kill there from Kiritich. Having the ability to cross terrain against Leshrac, against Doom, against Weaver, all of those heroes that kind of want to get close on you is huge. The magic resistance as well. So the order sometimes changes, but I would love travels. I feel like Lina, now that you can't really rush the Arcane Boost to disassemble it for the lens anymore, travel seems like the straightforward build for me, but we'll see, you know. I think this is a game where the Leshrac is going to be very active, so the travels could be a way to kind of mirror all of the moves Nisha might go for.
Okay. So far, of course, expected Dope the stand-in Tomato having a very good lane. The Undying. I will say also, I'm a bit surprised at how much farm Notice has actually been able to get on the Conquer into the lane from Liquid. So it's something I mean, again, we heard the panel say, and something you probably wouldn't expect with Undying into a strength hero and a lane dominator like the Weaver. So you'd have to say Notice is quite happy with the start that he's gotten. I think a lot of this was due to the fact they did a great job at continuing to block the small camp, so they didn't have that pull to reset a lot of the equilibrium.
True. We looked a lot of bottom, but that is definitely a lane that Liquid probably thinks should have gone better. Wisdom Rune is going to be in even trade here. And that's when the Leshrac now gets his 6. He's going to finish his Arcane Boots, probably with the Minute 8 rune if he picks it up. That's when we can start seeing rotations. It's unfortunate he didn't get the first rune. That was an Arcane. That would be so good for Nisha. Instead, he doesn't really have the resources to go to the side lanes.
Awkward of a timing there for FNG to come through the portal. I think just as soon as Insane Yuscari was actually over the area, so we'll scout out that the Crystal Maiden was looking to make her first movement. They're going to be able to avoid it. They are kind of thinking about doing something down bottom. Cooldown, perfect placement from Kiritich. And as a result, they should be able to get the kill into Boxy. He's thinking about going through the portal, but Kiritich would be able to catch up too fast. And with 3 points in the Rocket Barrage, we're truly seeing how much damage this Gyrocopter is able to dish out.
Nisha gets the amplified damage. Very nice for him. I think he, considering how decent of a lane he had, would have probably liked to have a rune minute 6, but minute 8 isn't bad. And Squad X is actually going for the Maelstrom, so no travels here. He will go for the DPS route. Very interesting. I mean, you cannot dispel Fiery Soul, right? So even if you're doomed, you can technically still just hit the Doom. It's not what I was expecting, but it means they're gonna scale a lot with both the Gyro and Lina. But it also means they don't have a lot of playmaking capabilities. It's just gonna be kind of 2 carries farming.
They need this kill. 2,000 deficit for Liquid. And Kiritich is off to far too good of a start. And they're going to try and shut that down, and they should be able to do it without the Doom. And they have this now for the extra rotations. Lena's instantly going to cancel hers as soon as Doom phase checks the tower. And meanwhile, over to the right side, F and G is not going to be able to slip away. So Nisha gets that power in, utilizes it straight away, and now with the maxed out Edict, this tower should go down as a result.
But look at the mid tower as well. Pretty much an even trade here, because Skydix has 4 points in his passive.
They want to fight bottom though. Okay.
Still has to.
33's got the ultimate. They're gonna cast all their spells, so not really the greatest target for him to use it on now. And now Nisha looking for the TP out. If they got a stun, F and G. Wow, very close from getting in range of the Frostbite. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, I mean, still pretty bad, right? You lose your mid tower, the Doom dies. They really wanted to utilize that spell, and as you said, Noah still having a pretty good time. He's free farming top.
Yeah, this is gonna be. He's actually gone Blade Mail first item, so I mean, I guess makes a lot of sense with especially the Leshrac this game. Speaking of Lesh, I also want to go back on your point about the Lina. Previously, when this hero was very strong, we saw a lot of heroes, the ranged, like high agi, right-clicking heroes to deal with the Leshrac, because he can kind of have difficulty with gap closing, and has also got a bit of an armor issue. You know, we've seen like Drow Rangers in the past, so maybe this is a bit of a reason why SquadX is wanting to go down this route.
Yeah, I feel like that's also a little bit on Doom not being a hero that can take that tower early. So in a way, they're like, okay, we did really well in our lanes. We can actually just sit down and farm every single lane, and that's what's happening. You see Kirti shading creeps bottom. You see SquadX farming the triangle, like farming some big stacks, mind you. And notice, like, you cannot kill this guy unless you bring a lot of heroes, but most of Liquids are bottom. So it's going to be awkward. It's going to be too obvious to bring a large number of people to the top lane.
Do you feel like Tomato needs to actually think about even making a movement down to bottom? Because Liquid once again are going to try and butt their heads on the tower. Yeah,
I think Gyro's the easiest hero to kill. And this Lina, as we said, will usually be low on resources. I think SquadX has been doing a pretty good job with his mana management. There's also a CM, which makes this a bit easier for him. And they're running to the Gyro here. Yeah, this is a kill.
I mean, he's going to be able to get the kill into Boxy, but... Oh, will he actually? Never mind. Doesn't even get the kill into Boxy, so that's a big one. Second death in a row, and in fact, he's going to add the tally up to 3 now from Kiritid, so still second in net worth, but Liquid continuing to slow down the Gyro's game. Now, they are thinking about top, though. Notice and SquadX in combination together, wanting to try and deal with the bug.
Yeah, wow, they killed the second carry. What about the first carry? This Lina, 6,000 gold, minute 12. Totally, like 0, 0, and 0, 121 creeps, 10 CS a minute. That's honestly the dream for any Lina player. I feel like there are games, if the enemy can like easily rotate on you, you feel pretty scared as a Lina, because it's obvious what you're doing. But I don't think Undying really is good at that. In fact, the Undying didn't win his lane. Can they kill Notice though?
Noticed? Yeah, they should be able to. Oh, Nisha clips the boat, not gonna matter though. Notice gonna get run down. Another nice fight for Liquid to get, because Conquer, I mean, was 500 net worth ahead of 33, who again, we're really expecting the Conquer to struggle more than what he did in the lane, so we're gonna get another big kill onto the map here for Liquid, add 6 to the tally.
Interesting build. Look at this build from 33. He's going Soaring, so he can sustain the mana of the Purge creep he has. I guess this is really good against the Frostbite, really good against the Decrepify. Usually as a Doom, you don't really have the mana to sustain it. You don't see this creep being picked very often, but I think it's a good choice this game. Nisha will finish his Kaya.
And actually wanting BKB next item. I'll hold that, because notice again, top lane. It's going to be fine. We'll be able to get some separation before Nisha's really able to get in range. But yeah, Nisha going second item BKB very early this game.
Yeah, and it will not really help against that physical damage aspect you were talking about. In fact, SquadX is probably going to finish his BKB Maelstrom if he just keeps farming like this, minute 15, that's gonna be a ridiculously strong Lina. You can just brute force Roshan if you want. There's so many things that they might be able to do. As Stolen Dragon Slave, level 4.
Definitely one of the better ones for Boxy to be able to steal this game. Squad X is actually starting to level up LSA, which I'm a bit surprised by.
True. You don't usually actually when you see carry Linas, they only get 1 point in Dragon Slave. But I guess because he's mid and because he does have that extra mana region from the CM, feels like he can still sustain this cooldown. Wow.
I thought another of it was just a big reason of the Rubik in the game.
Yeah. It feels really good to have that extra stun duration, right? It scales so much. Like 1.3 to 2.2. The Rubik has a lot of spells he wants to steal, yeah. Like Bolt is awesome. Stealing, the freezing field is great. So as long as you're constantly using the Dragon Slay after the Light Strike Array, you should probably be okay.
And when do we feel like Tomato's in a position to leave top? I'm just very intrigued on like currently the carry positioning across the map. We see Tomato has not left, and Kiritic, he also hasn't left bottom. You know, this is also partially due to the fact that you've got a greedy mid laner and the laner who wants to farm the triangle. But did you like the current farming split that we're seeing out of Liquid with Tomato staying top?
I think this benefits VP greatly. Like all the heroes of VP farm faster and scale more. So, well, I guess you could argue Doom scales better than Kunkka, but in general, both the position.
He's got a shield rune. Is this realistic? I mean, Squad X going to reveal himself. They get the telekinesis back. He's going to be in some trouble, especially with a Doom. And there is the stolen LSA. A guaranteed kill. And now Tomato's looking to come in as well. With all the spells used, the Weaver doesn't have much to fear. Gonna be a little bit cautious at FNG, but Boxy once again, it's another beautiful stun. Who is a big reason why they were able to get the victory yesterday, and it looks like he's continuing with that strong performance. They'll catch up to notice under the tier 2 tower, as Liquid should get him, right? They're not going to.
Yeah, that extra armor from the Spark of Courage. Very good neutral item, 7 armor. But a big mistake from VP. The Lina was so close to the BKB and they got baited by that ward. As you said, there was a shield rune on the Lash. Just they catch if the Kunkka is not initiating. And it becomes... It felt like Liquid didn't really had any means to be aggressive in these fights, and they were kind of accepting that they were not going to farm as much as VP, but when you play like that, you just give... I think this was the first Doom of the game, and it allowed 33 to actually utilize his spells, and he is also going for BKB, so it's going to be a... they're going to go for 3 BKBs as their second items, both every core on Liquid.
It's so scary though for the net worth that they're able to get off the back of that fight. I mean, Boxy just gets so much out of it. We've spoken a lot about how good of a Rubik game it is, and he's got Blink and building into yours, so he can have a lot of impact if he's able to find that farm. And I think Liquid, like if once you get these BKBs, maybe you can force a pretty big fight, but you're going to be looking at Roshan pretty shortly. You can take it quite fast with the Tombstone and Undying Ultimate, especially with the Weaver as well. So I think that's going to be an objective on their mind pretty shortly.
Yeah, and Liquid, even though they don't necessarily farm as fast, there's huge stacks on the Ancients, and they're actually very good at spread damage. There's also stacks on the right side that they were able to do. So they are, especially with that one fight, they are mitigating. I mean, BKB now ready on the Nisha, and they have this Gleipnir on Timado. Both teams may be willing to fight. Oh, they're gonna try brute force Roshan. Looks like Liquid is aware even.
I don't want to commit for it. I feel like taking a fight inside the pit's going to be a little bit too difficult for Virtus.pro.
Oh, the courier, they know exactly where they are.
Smoke's going to pop. FNG. Trying to give them a little bit of information. He's going to go down to start the fight. And now with the Gleipnir, he's going to clip all 3 on the backline as well. Forces a preemptive BKB out of Squad X. Meanwhile, Kiritic, though, he doesn't have this defensive capability. And now 33 is going to be able to enter him with the Doom as well. Squad X tried to stand his ground, but to no avail, and Liquid find a triple, and into Roche they go. Liquid
read this perfectly, and they they honestly played all of their cards to be ready to fight when this Roshan came about. All of their timings came. I was kind of scared for them. It felt like they were playing a bit too passive, but they don't really have the heroes or the items to just force those fights. I guess they're gonna get a consolation prize on Boxy bottom, but I mean, not even that, honestly. He's level 12. He's the same level as Notice just because of the obnoxious amount of stacks he was able to put off. Like, he's level 12. How is this possible?
What is this glitch or bug? Okay, never mind.
He's like one level behind Kirtich, and he's been like farming the entire game.
Do you see the X down bottom as well at the front of the Dire T1 tower?
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't work the way you think it would. It's very frustrating. Because instead of returning you to the second X, it just... Honestly, I can't even explain it, but you would expect that if you use X on you after Kunkka used it on you, he would bring you back, but you would go back to yours. But it doesn't work that way. It's... I don't know, the coders didn't really get that one perfectly right. Or maybe it's intended, I don't know.
Another lovely game of Dota that it is. It's a nice rune as well for Nisha DD now. Another one for him, and he's closing in on Bloodstone. He's got a great neutral item. I mean, he had some of the best for the Leshrac Fairy's Trinket at the tier 1. Whisper of the Dread at the tier 2 as well. And now they want to try and crack mid. But he's like, what's going on? What's going on with the X? I thought this is how it worked.
And imagine if the new hero Zoti is really what people are saying it is, and you can control someone. So Kunkka can use his X, and then you take control of Kunkka, get another X, Rubik steals it, you have a third one, maybe there's a Morphling in the game. Who knows what's gonna happen. As look, another stack for Boxy. He's really competing here in levels and gold.
This is the one that's been able to pick that gold up, though, importantly, is Notice with the Scepter.
Yeah.
So he has that all-important item in the Torrent Storm inside the fights, but of course we have seen Liquid trying to address this with their BKBs, so we're going to have to pay attention to how the BKBs come into play if they're used before or during that Torrent Storm.
I mean, this, to me, once VP loses those initial fights, even with the BKB timing they try to pick up for Squadix, this is a game you probably want to take very late. I felt like if Squadix ended up going for the Magic build, they would have a pretty strong timing fighting. But I still feel like they scale more. I feel like they are going to outrange the Lash, as you said, with the Lina and the Gyro. Kunkka, oh, speaking of him.
Trying to make the Gaunt to Notice. Of course, they still have the Aegis, but he might just get blown up on the first life.
Alright.
This is giving Liquid time to react, and they had to actually use the Torrent Storm as well, so probably not looking to take a fight off the back of the respawn. It's getting a little bit messy, though, for Liquid to at least be able to catch up to some of these heroes. Once Boxy gets in range, maybe can offer some of that control that they're lacking. It's actually not going to matter in the end. FNG is able to get back to the T2 tower, so you lose the Aegis. You had about 1:50 left on it, so there was still some time for Liquid to use it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. Liquid still get a tower. You know you force both, you force a couple of spells. You're still getting decent control of the map. They even get the top tower as well. But the Gyro, very close to his BKB, and I think with the Aegis being over and Kirch having this BKB, there might be an opening here for Virtus.pro to take a fight. It's just that their initiation heavily relies on Kunkka because of the build that Lina ended up going for. And there's 3 BKBs on Liquid's course, so you can only go for the supports, and even that might be tricky, right? There's a Glimmer on the Rubik, there's, I guess, Shard on Undying is also going to prevent that if he ever finishes it.
Yeah, Liquid actually trying to look to take a fight. They got a pretty good ward down bottom. Southern side of the map that Scouting Node is farming. He's going to be able to progress further back to his own territory, though. They've also got a creep wave that maybe Notice is going to farm, but Nisha shows up before he pops out into the lane. Let's see if he still sticks around, though. 33 with a blink at the ready. You'd love to be able to get that ultimate onto Notice to take his Torrent Storm out of the equation. He's going to look to TP out. If they got a stun, Nisha just gets there in time.
Alright, I think this is the right call. Gyro's so close to the BKB, you really don't want to force this fight, but they might still go for Sayush here.
Tomato's going to do so much damage versus the Pugna. And FNG?
Oh, no.
FNG, hang on. I mean, Squad X over on the right side, Kiritich as well. Is this a fight they're going to be able to take? They'll till the Tombstone afterwards. Can they get the supports? In fact, it just looked like Liquid will cut their losses at both Boxy and Insania.
Okay. Not too shabby. I don't think you mind that the supports died on VP. The cores actually benefit from a couple of kills. And this is a pretty even trade. Liquid even got a tier 2 bottom, so slightly better for Liquid. But not too shabby for VP, especially now that the BKB is up. Roche still pretty far away. But that's the thing. I feel like VP, they're going to be farming for a long time because they don't have a natural way to start these fights. It's, unless you're fighting for an objective like a tower or a Roshan, getting a pickoff is pretty much impossible. So you're pretty much just banking that your heroes are just going to be inherently stronger than the ones on Liquid, which might be a good read.
Okay.
I still feel like Liquid is going to be able to pressure all of those towers, and once all the tier 2s are down, maybe this plan of farming.
Wait, Squad X bottom lane. Okay.
Ooh.
That's something. You get your BKB force out for him. And simultaneously on the opposite side of the map, though, VP, they're going for their own smoke.
Oh, no BKB on 33. This is a good timing if they find him.
Notice does show in the lane. Let's see if that maybe gives a bit of a signal. 33 still going to go for the creep wave, but Sayush shows himself for a second. I think they got a glimpse at Boxy, maybe FNG. Pathing like he's sniffing out the Rubik's position. We'll duck out of the trees now. Boxy, what? Oh, he got the Blick Wade, stole the how?
What? That was crazy.
Okay. So this is a fight where Lina will not have BKB if she does come up to it. The only issue is Tomato's going to have a really difficult time at connecting. He doesn't have a teleport, and he has to go through the twin gate.
Okay, so he's gonna go through the twin gate. There is a ward, so maybe I think he's second guessing it. There's definitely vision.
So before you were kind of mentioning about the scaling for the Lina and the Gyro, what about the Conquer though? Like, how does he scale in this game where VP feel like they can match the late game? Is actually hold that, because speaking of notice, mid lane is going to try and get the run buff up, but the damage from Nisha just comes in far too quick.
I think he's gonna scale in being that team fight slash tank hero that they need. Like, you want this hero to be your first point of contact because the supports are squishy. You have 2 glass cannons as your meters and your carry. So you want these BKBs on Liquid to become shorter and shorter so that your Octarine, your Refresher, your Ags allows you to take these later fights. It's just that they're slowly being choked here by Liquid. In fact, Squad X, oh, he gets so lucky. Or does he?
Also a little bit disconnected from 33. I mean, the damage from Squad X, is it actually going to be enough? 33, the crits, they're not going to bring him down now with the reinforcement. Squad X forced to TP out. He'll be okay, but Sayush, well, he will not have the same fate without a doubt. So Liquid, they get some big kills, and they should be able to control around this Roche area. Maybe even get the T2 tower as well before they back up.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, Squad X isn't dying as much, but the amount of BKB TPs he was forced to go for this game is crazy. I think he's already had, yeah, his BKB is at 6 seconds. Wait a second. Oh, he goes in!
An aggressive jumping, because they recognize the BKB's on cooldown currently for Squad X. Nisha's getting ripped apart. Look at the damage from Kiritich! Nisha
Daedalus
falling low, trying to duck into the trees, but the Daedalus from the Gyro! It was not expecting the raw damage output that the carry could have from Virtus.pro.
Oh, it was so close, but that run buff from Kanka and just the sheer damage from Kiritich shreds this Leshrac apart. Only 12 armor, as you said, has a lot of damage, Amp, but couldn't stand his ground.
That might be Roche now, though, as a result.
Yeah, it's gonna
these
spawn.
2 heroes.
As they get there, they have 2 wards, so really hard for Liquid to invade. Ooh! Okay. That's pretty much pitch perfect.
And just, they do scan. Is this a fight you're willing to take though? No Doom.
Oh, this is too
This
fast.
is really the big one.
You have to buy back the Lash if you want to take this.
They're going to be able to use the bugs to give them some information. They're going to see them TPing out, so they should try and catch up to everyone. Kiritich, so TP's on cooldown.
Oh, he missed the Gleipnir.
Already used. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, he missed it. He threw it in the Roche pit, but he was just a tad to the left. If they actually found him there, it would have been awful for VP. You get the Aegis and you just lose your carry twice anyways.
Alright, well, this game is like... I mean, this is huge for Virtus.pro. And you know, we've really been harping on the fact that this team's going to feel strong going to the late game. Now you get that second Aegis to just slow down the game a little bit, and if you want, wait for that next item.
Yeah, I think this is, as long as they... I think this is pretty much a farming Aegis for them. It's still really hard to take a fight on against Liquid. The BKB on Kanka is not ready just yet. So all you want to do is make sure this Lina gets closer and closer to that 25. That's when this hero becomes absurd. The Gyrocopter is already really, really strong, but you probably want to be able to tank up a bit more. That's Skadi. Oh.
Oxy, you're so annoying, actually. I mean, he's going to reveal the Clifford FNG looking for the D1. But he won't be able to join the team. Foxy just, you know, he sees the full TP duration to the outpost. He's going to... You think he'll escape. 5 seconds, use it all last second before he escapes. Just use that telekinesis, get the kill. Everyone else comes to join him. Now a bit of a 4v5 for some time.
At least they get a tower for a VP for the Crystal Maiden kill. Wisdom Rune is also there. This could even be a tier 2, but considering how Liquid has been pretty swift to react, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to defend this tier 2.
It's quite big though. They just Heritage show the Wisdom Room, and they got the Tormentor as well for Sayus. So I mean, definitely the Pugna shot is not the most impactful one, but you happy with these taking some of the objectives away?
Yeah. I think getting it's extra cast range on the Nether Ward as well, right?
Yeah. They're common.
Yeah.
They want to fight this Liquid?
Do they want to bait the Tormentor?
33's not here. This is really risky, and yeah, okay, they're gonna back off.
Alright.
I mean, maybe like that's such a difficult fight to take nonetheless, so especially without the Doom and into the Aegis. You do get that big item there for Nisha. Shiva's online, so at least he has some armor to be able to stand his ground.
Very important against the Lina and the Gyro. But notice with his BKB, I think the fights are now actually hard for Liquid. If it's the Kanka being the first point of contact, he will get his spells off. Unless you doom him, but then there's going to be a Jar and a Lina free to roam around. So 2 minutes for the Aegis. This could be a tier 2 tower attempt here for BP. They still have a fair amount of time.
I wonder if they're actually going to go through the portal as well, though. This could be an angle for them, because they do have this really nice cliff ward that's potentially going to scout out Tomato if he goes to the south. And even if he doesn't, they'll have a pretty good idea that he's going to be farming the camps above that ward then instead. So
I think
it's also maybe something.
Really hard to kill him, though. I think it's a low probability play. If there's any core you can kill, honestly, I don't know. Like, you have no instant spells. No instant stuns. Like, I would rather see them just posturing for a tower, even if they don't necessarily want to take it. It would be nice to force Liquid go to them. I think that's how you're going to be able to take a good fight.
I guess that's this big thing about the Hex for Notice, right? I mean,
yeah,
like you're just saying that the difficulty for them to actually be able to catch one person. So yeah, no, 100% agree. That's a really good call.
Squadix is not there. He's the one that needs to connect. No travels just yet, so he's gonna have to move himself to the top part.
Might be able to intercept Insane here though when he's trying to get towards the team.
Dire's top tower is under.
They take the shield rune, and you might see it. Again, Tomato.
They bait him!
Nisha! Okay, just BKB TP out. Have they got the damage though with Squad X here? I don't think he had any passive stacks in the Fiery Soul, and yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, and that Shiva's now giving him extra armor, no crits from Heritage. Got lucky.
What's Boxy up to?
But now there's no BKB. Still a minute here.
What's Boxy up to?
He's dead.
Just Boxy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly nice because if you can delay these Aegis, if you can delay the BKB timing on Nisha, then you might still take a good fight. Like, they're gonna smoke here in VP, but if they don't go for any towers, you probably can only find Leshrac because his BKB is on cooldown. They might just get
They
him.
will get him. Oh, nice blink.
Yeah,
Tomato,
he
though.
played on the ward.
Tomato's just running in. Tomato.
What?
I feel like strong enough to be able to take the fight without the rest of the team there instantly. Now 33 with the Doom as well. Taking the Conqueror out of the equation. Got to look to TP out. He'll be successful without the stuns through the BKB. So a crazy read from Liquid. They still feel like that's a fight they were able to take without the Leshrac there to start. And yeah, I mean, in the end, you get a bit of a kill into the Crystal Maiden, but you waste the Aegis still.
Perfect Doom. Kunkka is the hero you want here. They have no control besides that. The Leshrac also playing around that cliff ward. He was able to... Because there's no instant stun, he knows he can always blink away. And yeah, really good read from Liquid. Now, doesn't change the status quo that much. I'm not sure Liquid will be keen on trying to take a fight still. And that still benefits VP. Oh,
Nisha?
Hello, Nisha. Let's say misses. Rapier here, queued up for Kiritich.
Really? Do you feel like this is as dire as what maybe this item makes it seem?
I'm not sure if it's... They just... Because they have no control, they need overwhelming damage. And, you know, that's what the Rapier provides. You might be able to kill people through these BKB TPs. It feels like this game has been... 50% of it has been BKB TPs. Either running away from the Doom or running away from whatever it is VP wants to do, because they have no control. So I guess I like it. He'll probably want to time that with the Aegis, though. You know you're going to get Roshan, you buy the Rapier, and you try to take a fight, just like Liquid did last time. I would be surprised if he buys the Rapier, you know, just buys it with no Aegis, no... Yeah, like nothing to keep him alive.
I'm trying to think if he can go for some like wonky build where like Hex is even considered, or you know, late game Gyro Basher or something. Yeah, I don't like it. Just we've seen it in the past, at least in regards to some carries going Hex. I mean, Gyro hasn't particularly been one of them though.
So,
yeah, I mean, if this, you have so much damage with the Lina.
You know what we haven't seen that kind of fits Gyro? Now that you don't spend mana with your... what's the name? With Brooch? You could technically get Brooch on Gyro as well. Oh, Kiritich. Not
a bad start if they get a freebie onto the Rubik. Nisha wants to try and be a nuisance onto SquadX, but of course there's always going to be an opportunity for him to play with the BKB. It's now on cooldown in 33. Wants to take the Lina out, but that means Notice is going to have all the spells inside the team fight. They're trying to catch up the Lina, but the Skadi slope prevents Liquid, and now they have overcommitted, and this is where Kiritich will shine. How can you address the Gyrocopter when he has free reign inside the team fight? That was one with a DD on the Weaver as well, but Tomato, maybe now once they're in the choke point, this Tombstone still lay it down. Tomato's got the BKB, turns to Squad X, but the cheese is there in the nick of time. Time lapse still on cooldown, and crits come raining out as well as Virtus.pro. All they lose is FNG.
Yeah, I mean, very bold of 33 to Doom. Squad X, as long as the Kunkka can drop the bolt right after it, the damage reduction is way too much. He just didn't have enough in the tank. You obviously don't dispel the Fiery Soul stacks on Lina, so she's really hard to keep up with. Gets into the base, survives the whole thing, and yeah, I mean, VP, their read is slowly getting to where they want, where everyone does so much damage on those cores that you just don't have enough. Like, this Undying from Insania, unfortunately, just really poor, doesn't really do that much in the fights. They can just disengage from the Tombstone, whereas I feel like the supports on VP as well, they're gonna scale much more. Obviously, the CM ended up going for a pretty selfless build here on the Vlads, but just that extra 20% damage on everyone, it's insane.
I mean, the buffs that you're going to be able to provide here is like the Jar and the Lina. You're definitely going to take that.
Yeah.
Quite a interesting item here for the CM, but FNG, of course, with a lot of his experience, is able to recognize what items required for him to have the most impact.
That rapier getting so close for Kiritish. If you sell this Falcon Blade, you're pretty much already there. And Roshan only 1 minute away, so we might be approaching that rapier territory. Both ways, right? If you get the Aegis you want it, if they get it, you might also need it.
See, Liquid. Attempt another smoke. 33. Who does he want to doom these fights? We've seen previously it's been the Conquer. That last time in the Lina was not good enough for Liquid. As he changed back to the original target, it's going to come down to who he sees first.
Rubik doesn't
Nice
have a good spell.
Really good scan. VP somehow know the pathing. A lot of information that Nisha's going to be able to provide them. There's the Doom as well. But Squad X is free currently, standing strong. Gleipnir getting casted out. 33 somehow able to slip down to the south, and Liquid. No casualties, but importantly, they do use a lot.
Yeah, they committed so much. And that's the thing, you have to doom the Kanka, but you also need to have a way to do damage to their heroes, because he just disengaged because he has 3k HP. And now this rush is gonna spawn in 4 seconds. If VP just, oh no, be more patient. Oh my god. Ugh. It's literally there. They're gonna break formation, man.
Might not expect this though. Ooh. Lives back in. Not everyone is TP'd back though on Virtus.pro. Nisha thinking about charging in. We'll reevaluate that decision. They've got a decent ward that's scouting Liquid on the retreat, but no one's kind of close enough to help out. Gleipnir's still on cooldown.
Oh.
So comes up back up though. Squad X going to be able to catch up to Insania. So 4v5 now, 60 seconds with Roshan. You just have to like maybe rat or something. I mean, you have this bottom wave shoved out. It really seems like Liquid are starting to struggle with this 5v5s.
Yeah, Redding is not a bad option. They still are lacking the control that we talked about. The Vice, though, close for notice, but he did lose his courier. It's going to be awkward for him to finish this in the next 2 minutes. Kirtich is actually he's moving his courier, possibly for the rapier.
FNG, he's in a great spot to pop the smoke. And Tomato's going to lead him forward, but he just eats an LSA to the face, so they're going to be able to blow him up from 4-0. Tomato pops a BKB, they're going to turn Doom onto Squad X, but Alina is just going to try and dump as much damage as she possibly can before she gets sent in the grave. They'll guarantee a kill, but it's a successful team fight nonetheless. Liquid, though, they still have some valuable members. Tomato and Nisha hand in hand. Nisha, no BKB is going to prove to be a drastic issue, especially with the control that Notice can provide and the buyback from Squad X as well. So Nisha will go down, and this should more than likely guarantee the Aegis for Virtus.pro.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the thing. Radiant advantage. Even though the Doom was good, even though you kill Squad X, they can just buy back, instantly TP. And Liquid seems to be way more reliant on cooldowns than VP are. Like, once your Doom is on cooldown, once the Tombstone is used, also especially the BKBs, it's really hard for Liquid to keep poking, because you're going to be axed, you're going to be frostbitten, and you just cannot withstand the damage that the Lina and the Kanka and the Jara are able to output. Also, I think that Rapier is on the way. Falcon Blade backpacked here on the Gyro.
Who needs a card by yourself? Oh, that's boring. That's boring.
Come on.
Who needs a swift flag? What's this?
Bro. We were hyping this up for so long. He's going for a Vice though. Look at his items.
Alright. I was just about to mention the Lina going for it with this Blink Hex, but... Alright, Kurtage.
Yeah, I guess you eat your eggs and you can get the Vice. I mean, he already has... I kind of like it because this Lina is literally playing second carry, so you're not going to feel as if you lack damage just because you have 2 different cores. And that's the other thing, right? In general, when you think of what Doom's supposed to do, he's supposed to take one hero out of the game. Usually the carry or the mid, but because they have so much DPS in both heroes, it's kind of awkward for 33 to choose who he wants to Doom, because there's still going to be damage left. He was choosing the Kanka, which I think is definitely the right play. But now he also has that Vice, has a refresher even. The next fight is really hard for Liquid.
33. Can he escape with a BKB TP out? Stun's a little bit too slow, and he'll be fine. He's the X. It's perfect timing. Drag back. He bought a use. No, no way.
What?
No way. That is.
Yeah. No,
how is he so good at Dota?
I am.
What is that?
Speechless.
What?
Oh my. Yeah.
No way.
I don't remember ever seeing this, but this was awesome.
Oh my god. It does have to be said that puts you really far behind in your fresher, which I was going to say, I feel like team fights look very difficult for Liquid without refresher double doom. So you're going for the Yules, like, it is going to put you behind now, but that play was really cool.
Yeah, it also puts him with buybacks. So if he possibly gets killed in this high ground push, he's not gonna have it 600 gold away. But yeah, looks like for now they're not gonna.
How does he know where yours is? Like, unless he has, but Doom is not like a yours buyer. No, he have refresher queued up.
Oh, okay.
Like, where is yours? Like, I feel like Doom's not a yours buyer. Oh.
He's connected to his PC.
So crazy. Oh my god. Well, this ages. It's a minute 50 left for Virtus.pro. This net worth lead is still so even. Probability, in fact, I'm quite surprised it's 60% for Liquid, but it just really feels like all momentum is completely not on Liquid's side. Like, these last team fights for them have looked so difficult to execute.
Yeah, it really feels. Oh, and they do have that play. Just use the X, poke high ground, force them back. Notice.
This might be a decent opportunity. Notice just jumps in, gives them a free Doom target. No one else was really in a position to continue to chase. He might still actually die through the Doom damage. Is it going to be enough at will? They'll get him.
All right. That's a. He doesn't even have. I thought he had the Sacred Relic. I'm sorry. What's the name of the? Yeah, Timeless Relic. But no, just normal Doom damage, standard.
Oh, Boxy, smoke pop, squad X.
No buyback on Kunkka. They're gonna take
good ward on the high ground. It's going to give them the information they need to potentially come out on top of Kiritich with the aggressive jump in. They want to turn to trying to address the Tombstone. Then they can go back for the heroes and look at the flat cannon damage. Oh my god, the physical from Virtus.pro, but Tomato, he's showcasing his own damage as well, but he has to be so cautious, and he got revealed. Ooh, as soon as he left Sakuchi, the mark, no way.
They get vision.
That's so unlucky. Time lapse up in 15. Where are the blinks? Kiritich has his shortly. He's got to guess correctly as well. The control again is just a big thing lacking. They're still going to be able to at least get the missile. Squad X finds him in the trees. The action biting Tomato in the back.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I mean, that call from VP. I think a lot of teams wouldn't have taken that call. 33 though.
Wait, 33? No, he's killing Kiritich. He's not dead. 33 knows his limits. And also, he gets out before anyone else comes over, so... 33 is doing... He's doing 33 stuff this game. I mean, he's trying to get the boys over the finish line. By the way, what is this CM bar?
Yeah, does Crystal Maiden look like a mountain of snow?
What? What am I looking at?
She's so huge.
It's like some like T2 glacier or some crap.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's like, well, they get one barrier, but I feel like if they don't get the duo on the gyro, that's like 2, possibly 3. Like, this is Timado dead for 40 with no buyback. Huge place. Is this a refresher? No, but he does have gold on 33 to pick it if he wants to.
Windwaker, okay.
Alright.
So I guess there will be some extra value with the Eels this game. He's going to try and build that to the upgraded version.
Looks
What
like Kirtich gave up on the Vise now. Wants a Satanic. Interesting because you don't get the lifesteal if you get Doom, but is there any dispels here that are good? Not
Oh,
really,
really?
right? Yeah. Huh, okay.
What would you prefer still instead? Or what are some other
Honestly,
options?
I like the Vise. I really like the Vise. Yeah, I guess there's not a lot of other items he could have gone for. There's the magical damage route we talked about, but it's not really tested on Gyro. Maybe because you don't crit with your Flak Cannon, it doesn't make that much sense to go for it.
Yeah, let's see, maybe if you're 33, because eventually he will have 2 Dooms, right? We've seen so far it's kind of Conquer, Lina, and potentially Gyrocopter. Like, who do we think, if he has 2 Dooms and the potential to use it on anyone, is like the primary targets for 33?
I go for Notice first. It's probably Notice and Kirtich because you can't really stop the Fiery Soul, so that Lina is still feeling pretty comfortable last hitting, like attacking if you doom her. But you know, the Gyro is not going to be able to use Call Down, it's not going to be able to use Homing Missile. I feel like that in that order, it's probably Konkalina as Roshan. 2 minutes.
Will spawn. So we'll actually then be down at this bottom side of the map. Do you see Virtus.pro already starting to hedge their bets and go towards this side before Liquid are able to get set up?
They're gonna find Lash. Vision.
What refreshes? Boxy. Boxy.
Oh, good
So
wards from
Squad X.
Boxy.
Did they see Boxy? Oh, they have this high ground ward.
It doesn't. It's nighttime.
Kiritich got hit by the Shivers. Where the Gyro is positioning, they don't know this ward on the high ground. It could be disastrous for Liquid 33. Silence from the Mindbreaker. Has to disengage, but meanwhile, Tomato standing strong. Will get the initial kill into FNG.
Right, they did use the BKB on Squad X, but Kirtich still holding his. There is buyback, and we saw them actually take a fight exactly here where they had the buybacks, they had the advantage.
33.
Oh,
And Nisha's gonna jump in as well. Are they gonna actually be able to blow the Gyrocopter up? No, wait, what is the damage output? Kiritich forced the buyback to start the fight. Torrent Storm stolen as well from Boxy.
oh my.
Is this going to be able to turn the tides? They've got the control at the moment onto Tomato, who doesn't have a buyback to be able to rejoin the boys, and unfortunately the doom onto Kiritich is just not enough from 33. They needed more. The Torrent Storm, it was almost there, but now Nisha as well, controlled at the mouth of the pit. They'll also, oh no, Boxy, they won't get him with the Gleipnir. Nice use of the Glimmer Cape. He's going to be able to survive, but another really clutch buyback from Virtus.pro for these Roche fights.
Yeah, it is exactly the same thing. They take the fight on the Radiant side. They have the buybacks. There's only one Doom. You know, at the end of the day, that lack of refresher does make things a bit harder for Liquid. And they just have too much damage. Even when you Doom Kiritich, he's doing this obnoxious amount with through his Aghanim Scepter. The Lina is crazy farm. Oh, level 29. Oh, hello.
Oh, double buyback. Squad X is in the base.
Oh, Vise.
They actually get him. I mean, is the greediness going to pay off? You didn't go for Roche. But importantly, Tomato's still dead. So it's very difficult for Liquid to be able to contest this. And a Rapier actually picked up from Kiritich as well.
Scanning.
I love it. I really like. Now the question is, you probably need to give him the Aegis as well because he did buyback in that fight. So I think the gold from Roche might just give him enough for the Aghanim's Blessing. And then you eat the eggs and you keep the Rapier.
Did they use their other refresher shot or they still got it? Oh, I think they used it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
So
still
I
on cooldown
see.
for Notice,
Yeah,
so
he was
yeah,
in
they
that
must have
fight.
just used it.
All right. This game is so tense, dude. Every game this tournament seems to be so tense. Like we barely had any games that lasted less than 35 minutes.
Yeah, we're getting some good ones. We're getting lucky. to the rest of the games today are just as entertaining, because there is still a lot of games yet to be played. Day 2 here.
Interestingly enough, Squadic spot a Lincoln's he doesn't have an inventory slot for, so maybe when you're going high ground, you swap the Blink for it. Oh, he swapped the Vise, actually. Okay.
What's a buyback status looking like? Just Insania, the only one for Liquid, whereas Radiant, it's going to be the Lina, Conquer, along with the Pugna with buyback. So not only do they have this Aegis advantage, but the buybacks are also favoring them.
Yeah, they only use that one gold advantage. Very substantial here. Still, only 69% probability for
Kiritich. Oh, nice axe, okay.
Yeah, that Uceptor. I have to be so careful. They have 2 on the side of Liquid.
It's a frustrating Nether Ward placement as well. Just gonna go in again. Gotta keep an eye on the Yules for 33 though.
Pretty much need to like bring him back like in 1 second, or else you might give it an open here for this Uceptor to put Kiritich in a terrible spot. He has a Rapier, so gotta be extra careful.
Tomato's also got a Rapier queued up, so...
Ooh.
I mean, let's see if he's going to be able to get to that stage. He will still need a little bit of time. And it's a question if he wants to hold the buyback as well, because he just got enough gold for it. But Virtus.pro seem like... at least feel like this is going to be a difficult siege without a pick-off. So we'll continue to play this one a little bit safer.
They still have a decent amount here of Aegis duration. Everyone on Liquid forcing the base. They are being out-farmed. They're being totally pinned down. And there's no timing that's going to come soon enough, or at least not in the Aegis duration, to change things. Refresher, really far away for 33. Rapier, just not in Timado's grasp right now. This shard, though, makes things really hard. The slash shard is... I think maybe you go bottom? Like... Oh, they forced him in!
The rest of the team is starting to come nearby, but look at the crits raining through from Tomato. Kiritich getting his health back thanks to the Pugna. Tomato is still trying to deal with the first life. They're just lacking the damage. Kiritich is okay. Someone needs to address the medic on the back line. Maybe that's where 33 can come into play. Seeing an opening, unfortunately unable to capitalize. Great reactions out of Virtus.pro.
I don't even know how Boxy had vision for the Force Staff. Was there a creep there? Because that's a Radiant Ward in the ground, right? So just clutch, really clutch Force Staff for him regardless.
I'm not sure. I was checking to see if maybe a ward got dewarded inside that fight, but...
yeah, there is... yeah, I honestly don't know, but it was close. He was 10% HP. Obviously, you only have 1 Doom, so they didn't commit for it since he has the Aegis. But this does buy much time from these Aegis and allows Liquid to keep their barracks.
Get a little bit closer towards this Rapier as well for Tomato. So it looks like we're actually going to be in a position where they... I mean, you're probably still going to need to hole up inside your base for a little bit of time. We really do have to keep in mind that those big buybacks were used prior from the Leshrac along with the Doom. So this is still something else we're looking for. Even with the Aegis expiring pretty shortly, they have to play team fights very cautiously.
Yeah, and both sides honestly don't have buybacks. Kiritich, he bought a Satanic he can even carry. This definitely should signal for Liquid that he is out of buyback gold. If they can somehow get a smoke after the Aegis expires. No buyback can drop in a Rapier? This is exactly how Liquid came back from that other series.
Another crazy position we're in there. VP 65% probability. We are a couple minutes away from tier 5, and honestly it looks like we're going to get there and go to this patch. Feels like it is very difficult for teams to be able to end games. We're seeing games go longer and longer.
And when you look at VP's heroes, you would expect them to be really good at going high ground, right? And still... oh, Kiritich just going for some YOLO plays bottom. So what are the tier 5s that really make a difference here? Would you make an argument for what's the name of for unwavering condition on VP? Like this Crystal Maiden, for instance. The one that sets your HP and gives you 95% magic resistance? Probably not worth it, right? Not enough magic damage.
You might get 3 hit by Tomato. I'd be worried. Especially Rapier now on the Weaver.
Ooh.
I would kind of... I mean, I definitely... Your Giant String, I think, on the Weaver and the Doom are things you'd probably be pretty happy to get. I think Weaver just for the position-based aspect. Doom as well, just to help with his initiation. Of course, you know, maybe some of the better ones here for Tomato. Desolator 2 could be definitely something you're hoping for in regards to raw damage output, Apex.
Yeah, you could probably... Seer Stone for the Rubik's never bad.
Well, Lena would love Pirate Hat too, right? I mean, that's another one. Squad X also has his own Rapier queued up, so like, let's just all go Rapiers apparently.
Yeah, his so farmed. I guess you could buy Moon Shards. There's no Moon Shard yet on VP. Now for the Kunkka, what is the best one? Because you probably, like, depending on the drop, Timeless Relic might be better than most tier 5s that he can get.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm trying to think actually.
Maybe Seer Stone? I'm not even sure if it's that good.
That's what I was thinking at first, just the cast range. But yeah, I'm not quite sure if there would be another better item for the Conquer.
Because Arcanist armor, you know, it's okay if you have it, but it doesn't seem like that type of aura that you really take it no matter what. So, yeah. I mean, we're gonna get it. 5 seconds away. Let's go. Get some stacks going. Oh, there you go. They're gonna stack it.
And he bought Rapier on Squad X. I think actually assembled, so already had it out, so... How many? Alright, let's quick Rapier check. What do we got?
Kunkka has one.
So Conker's got one.
Force Boots.
Wait, Conker's a Rapier? Okay, oh, you meant T5 token. I thought he bought a Rapier as well.
Jarrus?
Very short on
Not
Tomato.
sure.
I wonder what his other options were.
Yeah.
Look, there's so many hexes this game. Like, and you have this Rapier, you don't really have defensive items minus the BKB, so I completely understand.
Yeah, there's Lincoln's on the Lina, but this Kunkka can definitely screw him over if he just jumps side-vises this Weaver. Especially because so far I'm not sure they're aware of this Mirror Shield. Do we have any other ones? Rubik has one, but Boxy has to pick it from the base. Boxy, really fast fingers here. He actually got it before all the other cores. He's like, nope, I'm gonna get one for me.
Dire's bottom tower
Wait.
has fallen.
Did he give it to someone else? Oh yeah, he gave it to 33. He has one.
Yeah, I don't know. They both got one too. Alright, well, we do have Roche back up, but again, importantly, these buybacks for Liquid are online. You're just lacking the gold for Tomato. Him buying out. So it does look like Liquid are not going to be in a position to contest this Roche. Apparently there's a gem actually inside the pit too. So
Liquid are being very cautious
and Banner
with their choices here. Okay, they finally picked him. Leshrac is holding on his. He actually prefers the Timeless Relic apparently. And Book of Shadows for Rubik, but he's keeping it in the backpack.
You were right about the FNG on wavering condition.
Okay.
95% magic resistance. What is that?
98% with the base. Okay.
I've not seen this before actually. So.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it either. Okay, let's... he actually, yeah, he loses pretty little HP. I think he had 2200. This might pay off.
33 still hasn't chosen his either. Nisha. So let's see.
Oh, Desolator level 2 on Lina with the Rapier.
So much damage with the Nether Blast. Kiritich. Just what is a boxing? He's oh my god! god! Tombstone at the last second from Insidia. What is the gyro damage, man? He's got ages, he's fine. Couple force boots. Look at the retreat. Oh, it's so clean.
He does so
late
much
game
damage. And I mean, he didn't even get like a right-click item on gyro. It's just a mirror shield.
You actually might have to fight out of the base on Liquid before they get set up.
Yeah, they're gonna
It
smoke.
seems AP are kind of back on their side.
You really can't, I think, because if you kill this gyro, he has a second life. If you kill the Lina, boots of travel level 2, you're not gonna be able to keep your barracks. Like they can brute force these megas if they really want to.
It seems like they know though. This read's pretty solid from VP. Wow, well done.
Yeah, they definitely know.
Nisha did also. The fact that he chose Book of the Dead, I really wish we got to see what some of the options were. He must have had some not the greatest ones for him to go for this.
Another smoke,
Another
Liquid.
smoke. How are you going to be able to win a fight into double life on Kiritich Squad X? Smoke pops, Nisha actually wanting to jump in, play aggressively. VP's able to duck in the trees, it's all up to 33. That's the primary hero. First Doom's gonna be out. Meanwhile, look at Nisha's health pool. Squad X is just killing them all. 5 hits is all they need for Nisha. 1600 crit as well, kills off the Doom. Buybacks are the only thing that stand in between VP and taking this game. And they might not even be enough for Liquid. Running to the left, running to the right. They're going to be able to catch up to the Undying. It's an ultra kill for Squad X. Meanwhile, the rest of Liquid, they'll make it inside the base, but isn't everyone buying back but Tomato?
They got nothing out of that. No ages, no kills. They just... yeah, they just don't have enough. Notice with that Force Boots, he doesn't care about being doomed. Because, I guess, I don't know, you do get broken now, right? So, I think it was someone else's Force Boots. Yeah. Yeah, Pugna can actually Force Boots him.
Oh, Boxy. Ooh.
They do have Glyph, but you probably want to save it for tier 4s, right? Do you even Glyph this melee barracks?
I think you let it go. At least Tomato still has Rapier, but if you couldn't win a fight previously with 4 buybacks,
yeah,
how are you going to win it now?
They're going to get Doom again. Like, their cooldowns are coming back. Tombstone is ready. But this still looks so hard.
They have a really good ward outside the base. At least that is something.
True.
What?
Oh, what?
What?
Oh, the Brooch! The Brooch crit!
Oh my god!
What?
Oh, there's a bit of a win condition now.
Yeah, they have to use these ages. You have to brute force this. There you go.
And they're gonna try. Kiritich jumps in. Who's gonna be able to win the man fight? They get at least the Megas. 33, a little bit off the mark though with his initiation. And he just makes it into the base with the Cyclone. Oh my god.
That's so scary, that Brooch crit. I mean, I guess the CM doesn't care about it, but the other heroes have to be very careful.
Oh, dude, what does late game Dota come to? It's so dumb.
I honestly want to see... I guess you can always turn off the Brooch if you're hitting the CM, but if he forgets about it, the damage is going to be so fun. Like, he's going to be attacking really fast, doing 0 damage to FNG.
And just to, I mean, keep in mind about the stakes as well. A win here from either side puts them straight into the playoffs, and a loss means they have to play in a best of 3 straight after this first league. So you're getting mentally taxed trying to find a way back in for Liquid, and if you go down, you've still got to play another series. Tomato, actually Boxy, an aggressive jump in because they're going to be able to find FNG stuck on the cliff.
He doesn't die.
Where's Delina though inside the middle of the team fight? Finally, they're going to be able to try and jump in, get that damage out Shabush. She hasn't shown up just yet. Squad X very hesitant. And you see Tomato waiting until the Lina reveals herself. Now she's going to jump in. Hex pops to Lincoln's. Tomato The Book of Shadows from Insania keeps him alive, but only for a couple extra seconds. SquadX now has double Rapier, and with that, the hopes of finding a way back in should be done and dusted.
Oh,
Tomato
Rapier?
will still go for one last ditch attempt, but double Rapier damage is far too much. I didn't even know they called it, to be honest.